Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for the invitation for me to come here today and to share my CIM story. I'm Michael Crane from the United Kingdom, and I currently hold the title of General Manager for Europe at CIMC Modular Building Systems. It's my responsibility to create success for our modular organisation across Europe and to support my colleagues in all other regions that CIMC MBS targets. My connection to CIMC extends back 20 years. I can still clearly remember visiting the factory on Dow for the first time as a client back in September 2005. And the rapid development and vitality of CIMC and of China made a huge impression on me. It's probably because in the West, and certainly in the UK, there's a lot of emphasis on the individual and on people working for their own personal gains or for their own pride. I did not find that here at CIMC. What I found was that colleagues would not think so much of their own personal gains or losses, but instead they would strive for the combined improvement of the organisation. And that was particularly humbling. And it left me with a profound thought that if I ever had the opportunity, I would definitely want to join a team such as CIMC. Well, in 2012, I was indeed invited to join CIMC MBS. So without hesitation, I said yes, because I knew what a fantastic team this was. Of course, the quality of our team is really important, but I believe it's the quality of our product at CIMC Modular Building Systems, which is really great. There is this misconception in the Western world that maybe products from China are inferior or that maybe Chinese development is still somehow slightly backwards. And this angers me because I know that it's not true. I've seen it for myself. And when our clients see our product, and they, even better still, when they visit our factory, they see this for themselves too. And that misconception starts to vanish. There is a story of one particular client who we worked with for several months to develop a prototype hotel room. And we had lots of detailed conversations, sharing design information, explaining exactly what we were doing for them. And throughout the whole process, I don't think they ever really understood, or maybe they didn't really trust exactly what we were going to deliver for them. So on the day of client inspection, when they entered their hotel room in our factory for the first time, they looked around and they saw the quality of the finish and the fit-out that we had achieved. And they burst into tears. They were, "This is fantastic. You've exceeded our expectations. This room is perfect. Thank you, CIMC." And it's examples like this where we show our clients, our consultants, and our competitors that CIMC in China deserves this kind of recognition. We've delivered 20 projects into the UK so far, from our very first hotel, a Travelodge in southwest England, to one of the largest modular student accommodation schemes ever in the UK. I've been involved in all of these projects in some way or another, and every single project has had its merits, and every single project has had its challenges. There are, however, two of which I am particularly proud. The first project was when we worked for a developer who wanted to build student accommodation in Glasgow. He had a fantastic architect behind him who knew how to design using our modular system. So working with our China team and our UK team, we developed a product that truly set the benchmark for what student accommodation should be, whether modular or traditional. The building opened in 2017, and it's been 100% occupied ever since. And even now, the industry use this as a mark of quality for good student accommodation in the UK. The second project, of which I am particularly proud, is the Hampton by Hilton at London Docklands. It's not the biggest project that we've done, nor is it the grandest product, but it is the most technically complex. This project really pushed the boundaries of what our system could achieve. I remember when we started, actually, the design team were looking at all of these complicated details, and we were thinking, how are we going to solve all of these problems? There's so many different things in this scheme. But through our dedication and through our courage, we made this project a success. In fact, many of the innovations that we created on this project are now considered standard within our organization. And the client was so impressed with what we did that they continue to talk to us now about future projects, and we hope to deliver their next hotel in Dover in 2026. Other project highlights that we've completed include the resort hotel in Norway, the Marriott Hotel in Iceland, and the retirement apartment project in Gibraltar. And now all of these are perfect examples into gateway projects into regions outside of the UK. Again, it shows our courage and it shows our willingness to embrace the global market. Of course, all of these projects would not have happened without the close collaboration between the UK and China teams. And I find that communication between UK and China is particularly clear and particularly easy to follow. We have many detailed technical conversations, compliance, quality, all of these different things. And yet, we never fail to understand each other. And that comes through sheer dedication of a professional team. But then I think, maybe it's more than that. If you consider one of CIMC's core principles, integrity, particularly with the knowledge that trust is more valuable than gold, I see trust in everything we do. There is a level of trust and a level of respect between our teams, which is both rare and refreshing. In fact, I would say that respect is almost a default position for the team here at CIMC MBS. And that is something that you don't often get working with a UK organisation. And I find it to be particularly refreshing. And I know that our clients find it refreshing too. However, after 20 years, I'd like to think that my relationship with my colleagues goes beyond work. Many of them are considered my friends. We've had many dinners together. We've exchanged stories. We've even played sports together. But I've yet to be invited to play Chinese mahjong. Never mind. Whenever any of my colleagues choose to visit the UK, I'm always keen to welcome them into my family home. So many of my colleagues have met with my wife and my daughters. They've sat in our garden. They've exchanged stories. And they've seen a side to me that maybe they would not otherwise have seen at work. My wife often comments how much more motivated I have been since working at CIMC. I come home from work at the end of a long day, and I often talk enthusiastically about something that's happened in the team or maybe an innovation that we've been working on. And I say to her that working with such a reliable and down-to-earth team is truly a blessing in my career. My daughters say that my colleagues are especially kind. They fondly remember the visits that they've had, the gifts that have been exchanged, and the friends that they have met and made at CIMC. In fact, I would say that to my family's mind, CIMC is not just a powerful global enterprise. It is more a warm, caring extension of our family. And it is this warmth that has kept me motivated and passionate about my job for the last 20 years. I would say definitely a highlight for me was when I was fortunate enough to bring my family to China. It was 2018, and it was my eldest daughter's 15th birthday at the time. My colleagues in Jiangmen planned a big celebration in a karaoke room, and we spent the evening eating cake, playing games, and singing many, many songs. That was nearly 10 years ago, and to this day, my family still remember it as a fantastic time in China. So, from a client to an employee, from a technical engineer to the general manager of Europe, I've been fortunate enough to witness and to participate in CIMC modular building systems development and growth and improvement. So in many ways, it feels much like a child to me. And when I talk about our modular building system, it's with a passion and a pride that I think is clear to everyone. And this passion has certainly helped me transition in my roles from a technical engineer to a more marketing-focused role. Leading the business development team for Europe, I'm often faced with clients' comments and criticisms and skepticism about working with CIMC and with China. And I've learned to deal with these one by one, using my own knowledge and my own experience, but also in the security that I have this fantastic team at CIMC MBS behind me every step of the way. It truly is an honor to be working at CIMC, and I'm deeply grateful for the impact and the inspiration that I get every single day from my colleagues and leaders. I'd like to extend a special thanks to Chairman Mai Bo-Liang here today. Over the 3 times that I've met him throughout my career, I have clearly felt the warmth and charisma of a world-class business leader. And his confidence and continued support of CIMC MBS continues to resonate with me to this day. My time at CIMC is not yet finished. My gratitude to CIMC is never ending. I would like to think that one day I'll be invited back again to maybe share more stories with you about projects or innovations or my own personal life. For right now, I'd like to thank all of you for your time and for your patience in listening to me, and I wish each and every one of you the very best with your own CIMC stories. Thank you.